Alright, hello Internet, welcome back to the Turing test.
We're back.
So, we found out Daniel was complicit in enforcing the ISA's policies, or maybe brainwashed, I don't know, it's kind of up to interpretation.
If I had known the consequences. It trapped us here.
You trapped us here.
I am doing my duty. It is the right thing to do. I am a machine. I cannot do wrong.
Yes, you can.
I am a machine. Can a calculator commit evil? Can a watch do good?
Oh, come
You are
on.
projecting onto me the personality you wish, whether that is good or evil. But I am just a speaking clock, and at the third stroke the time will be 3:41 and 55 seconds.
Okay, come on, Tom.
We've gone
You're
straight
arguing
back from third year philosophy to first.
He's arguing so poorly that I feel he's obviously broken. I was on his side until now.
We've gone straight to high school philosophy. Like, what do you see the same things I do? What if your eyes see differently from mine, Matt? Think of the implications. The implications, Matthew.
But, I mean, I've never gone to think of the implications, but it is a thought that crosses my mind is like, what it is the red you see the same red I see?
It's not.
Yep.
It's not. Just ask a
how do you know
colorblind
that?
friend.
Okay, yeah, like, well, yeah, okay, definitely to them, that's not the thing.
Yeah, but like we all have unique alignments of red cones. If only a little bit different.
And I guess, yeah, it's not, so from my perspective, it's not, like, I would not say there's any philosophical argument to be made there.
Yeah.
Because, like, you said, like, think of the implications, like, the answer is there are no implications. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, literally zero implications in a practical sense.
Not to mention Tom didn't even answer her question. She said, "What if you're wrong?" He says, "I can't be bad." He can be
can't
wrong.
do wrong.
Yeah.
He can be wrong. He can't do wrong. Because he is morally equivalent to a calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also keeps kind of flip-flopping on his opinion of himself.
Now you can say that that's good writing because he is like integrating two people, one of whom has been versed in shitty philosophy for 6 years. But I don't know.
What's the opposite of character development?
I don't know, Seinfeld?
It's a show about nothing. Newman's in this one.
I don't understand. Those college kids have changed. They don't think funny's funny
We should
anymore.
attempt to communicate with Earth. Let them know. They might be able to help here.
The ISA already knows all they need to. It may never know the details of what happened here.
What?
But Ava, the true
What?
test of a person's character.
Why would you not tell ISA what's happening? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, I think you said they do know. That's why nobody's allowed to leave, because that's the ISA's orders.
Yeah, but he's like, they may never know the details.
Well, they're never going to know the specifics, right?
You would think that they would know all the specifics that Tom could give them.
It's unclear whether he can still project his personality back through the facility and out.
Maybe he can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Because clearly there's something blocking the internal Tom from doing so.
Yeah. And now the lander can never go. No, the lander can never go back to the flying thing.
Yeah, the last lander can't ever go back to the station.
Unless they bring the station down. But you would think there'd be some way to transmit information, like... He should be able to communicate with the Tom on the space station.
This is just a very complicated beta fork.
Because there's got to be a fourth, or there's got to be a third Tom that's still on the station. There'd be no reason to leave the station running.
Yeah, I
nothing.
mean the Tom that I think the Tom that came with Ada is some kind of fork. I think
For those who don't know, this is a term from the
I have to
role-playing
stop
game
the
Eclipse
ground.
phase that means a copy, perfect or otherwise, of an AI.
Yeah.
Would you kill a few to save all of humanity? Or would you damn all of humanity to
Anyway,
save
yeah,
a few?
we're back to the trolley problem.
There's a difference between murdering someone and leaving them to die.
No.
Yeah, murdering someone is merciful.
You can't just add and subtract life. It's not math.
Yeah,
it's,
so this is
it's more nuanced than that.
It worked for a lot.
Morality is logic.
Yeah, which people are we talking about? Because most people are assholes, so saving a few good people could be worth it.
remember that was somebody was talking about those what is it like those those posters on like abortion or whatever, like where it gives like a vague description. It's like, oh, would you abort this? Like, oh, you aborted Einstein. I think the thing that was pointed out was like, you know, they never say like, oh, you aborted Hitler. You're a hero now.
You know, I think I might find this more interesting if it was couched in the trolley problem instead of the Chinese room experiment.
Well, yeah, because this particular argument has no particular relevance to anything else that's been discussed in this game. It's just like you're doing bad. No, I'm doing what is necessary.
Yeah, it's
Right,
like, that
like,
wasn't
a
the
lot of
argument we were having. The argument we've been talking about is whether you're real.
Yeah,
like
there's nothing.
The
there's
Chinese
nothing
room
in
part
yeah.
is all like, you know, it's like, I'm a real person just like you. When
Yeah,
most-
and we keep waffling between that, and it's kind of frustrating.
a lot of his arguments have been like, I am demonstrably and completely archetypically different from you. So a robot is basically just a human with morality.
Honestly, I'll
Maybe
take
that's
it.
the Turing.
People
Maybe
are
that's
shit.
the Turing test. Maybe to get past the last door, you have to do something stupidly evil. For no benefits.
What do you think happened to Minos?
Oh, come on, man. I know I opened the door for it. But man.
Yeah, it feels bad, doesn't it?
All I can hope is that you feel worse.
I usually do.
Ah, we've entered the green zone and the blue zone. Purple zone coming.
These tests, Ava,
The teal zone.
Anyway, this puzzle,
They are
I think
about working
this puzzle's my
together.
favorite one because
a
you
machine assisted
it
with a
involved
human. See how much
this one
better
involves
we work
almost
together.
all the parts
As a
together,
machine,
but in a really
I can
bizarre
enhance
way.
Your morality.
Okay, got the cameras. Got the platforms.
Yep.
Anyway, I did that too early.
Blue ball.
Blue ball is strong.
Green ball.
Green ball.
So yeah, so we need all these cameras to move in sync.
Interesting.
Because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need to daisy chain our movement to get to a particular one of the switches that only Tom can hit.
Ah. Oh, you're gonna be bouncing back and forth between the cameras.
Yeah. So now we need. So the thing is that. Yeah, we need all of the different like oscillating kinds of orbs.
Yeah, remind me what purple is. Still oscillating, but off tempo with green.
It's just oscillating, but on a slightly different cycle than the green one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, on exactly
Opposite,
the opposite
yeah.
cycle than the green one.
Got there.
Anyway, I'm getting very confused as to how I can move all these musical chairs around.
Okay, so
Yep, that's still not how you do it, me.
Yeah, because hypothetically, you don't
What-
need to come in the other door, right? You could just go off and then up those stairs.
You do if you need to fetch the ball, and if you ever want to get back to the other room.
That's true.
But the blue ball works with anything else to keep the door working on a cycle.
But obviously the purple orbs go in the purple room.
Ah.
Gonna go put that green orb in the green room?
Mm-hmm.
I figured it out. It was colors the whole time.
You know, I never actually realized that that's how it was laid out until you said it.
Oh man, you had to do actually the logic bits.
Oh, maybe Tom was manipulating you.
What did you need me for, Tom? What did you need me for? I am colorblind, Ava.
I
I've
cannot
never had a
perceive
need
colors.
to.
I needed the rods and cones.
I've never had a means by which to perceive color. It was never important to me.
What is a color like, Ava?
What is red?
It is an emission of radiation with wavelengths of light between.
That's why.
Yes.
Have you ever watched those videos from Tommy Edison?
Are we still friends?
No.
Ava?
He's this blind guy that has a
That's
YouTube
funny.
channel, and it's
Work,
basically just about his experiences being blind. And one of them is him trying to describe colors and like things that people. He's been blind his whole life, but like, so he's like trying to describe. He's trying to understand things that people have told him, like how blue is both the color of the sky and the color of water.
I appreciate what you're saying, Matt, but can we appreciate that those two just had the pettiest fucking conversation imaginable?
That was good. So good. Are we friends? Are we still friends? We're colleagues, Tom. Oh wait, did she just reject him? Was that a date?
Oh no.
Was he leading up to asking her out in the most awkward and inappropriate way?
It's all going to lead up to a bull-shaped robot.
Oh no! God damn it!
Yeah, it's the final boss. Got it in one.
Oh no!
Last chapter, the Eros principle.
You win in badness.
Well, at least it's a victory.
Look at that eye. Now I can't look at that eye the same way.
I probably could have stored the orb in the robot, but I need to come back here to manipulate this bridge anyway.
I need to use this virtual boy to make a path for the Wally. Or, I suppose, the Rob
Yeah.
stacking rings. It's a Nintendo.
Yeah, stack up.
Is that what the game was called?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was the only other game that worked with Rob.
Was there another one?
And Gyromite.
Oh, that used the little the spinny top.
Yep. You could also just play it with a friend. In fact, that's probably the better way to play it.
Well, yeah, but if you don't have a real buddy, you use your robotic operating buddy.
Actually, if you don't have a real buddy, then you can play the game with your feet.
Okay, sure.
Because second player just presses A and B to open various doors.
I see what school of philosophy and technology you're from, Matt. I don't need this robot. I'll just play with my feet.
Honestly, it's the more efficient way to play that game.
Yeah, the
Because
other way to
robot
say that
sucks
is that you invented a robot to replace the function
I
of your
don't wish to
feet.
be heavy-handed. The severity of your actions.
It's called a car.
Immense. Selfish action could create an extinction event. Do you understand, Ava?
Also, I like this puzzle because it's one of the lateral thinking kinds of puzzles we never had anywhere else in the game.
Aha.
Anyway,
I would not have thought to
if you want
jam
to
the
read these
door.
papers, you can pause the video here. They're basically just arguments and rebuttals about the Chinese room, and they're very, very long.
Yeah, it's Dennett and Searly. Searly? I've never actually heard his name out loud.
So these are, you notice that this features page 1, the other one is page 2. One of these goes on for 3 pages. So if you want to read these, you are welcome to pause the video and read them. If I was going to read them, we would spend about 10 minutes in this room just reading papers.
Yeah, Daniel Dennett had some very peculiar beliefs on free will, at least to people who aren't in philosophy.
Also, that's other page 2 over there is the wrong page 2. It's actually a page 2 from one of the papers on the other side of the room, which I only found out later on because I found that page on the other side of the room with a page 1 that it connected to.
I want to say Dennett's approach to free will, and this is horribly oversimplifying, was more or less, we can solve the problem of free will by realizing that your notion of free will is weird and redundant and oxymoronic, and then coming up with a version of free will we do have.
Yeah, then that's the thing here that we have is the idea of consciousness from a bunch of different angles.
The problem of consciousness.
What was the main argument between Dennett and Surly? Because I read all these, but it's been a bit.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know Dennett's response to Surly by heart.
Because it feels like one of them is arguing that a machine cannot have consciousness because it does not have a soul, which is why we have this thing in here as well.
Yeah, the soul has a very peculiar place in philosophy. Because, like, there's a lot of philosophical thought that's still valid today, but is couched sort of in the language of the soul.
I will say that the soul allowed me to understand sort of the sort of the existential crisis of transhumanism.
Yeah.
Which is that, like, oh, I can put my brain inside a computer and it'll live forever. In my case, I'm going to I'm using the word anyway. The game broke there.
Cool.
But I couldn't think of a good idea for what I would for a concept I've later come to call like continuity of consciousness.
Yeah.
So like, it was one of these things where for a long time I didn't get the existential crisis from Eclipse Phase of like, oh, I put my brain into a computer and then I live forever. And it's like,
yeah, would you be experientially continuous?
Yeah, because the thought I had there is like, well, I could also copy my brain and put it in a computer and still be alive. I'm not going to experience both of those things. Like that's not going to happen.
Will you be my Thomas Riker?
There's a short story of science fiction, I think by Greg Egan, called The Crystal, where basically the idea is you can get a crystal that slowly replaces your brain, like it absorbs it and takes on all of its function. Mm-hmm. And he's having these long debates over whether, as the crystal progresses, he's going to lose his continuity of mind and effectively be dead. But then he finds out by the end of the book that, okay, you're done. It did it.
And he
figures out that he's been the crystal the whole time, just with the memories of the original brain.
Huh. See, that's one thing that is one thing I've always thought about, because like, you know, I still exist right now. My brain has changed a lot. Like you get a new body every few years.
Yeah. But the question is, like, if you completely disassemble your body and bring it back somewhere else, Star Trek.
Yeah.
We're all
Honestly,
just giant ships of Theseus, big meaty ships.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the thing, is like the ship of Theseus argument works to a certain extent, except like, you know, I mean, there's also the other argument, like if the universe came into existence 5 minutes ago and part of that included me with the memories I have now, like I would have no idea of that. But also functionally, like again, this is one of those things like, is the red you see the red I see? Like, it, does it matter?
God, that would be so tragic if the last 5 minutes of the world were the best and only it's ever experienced.
Yeah, like that's one of those, like that's kind of like one of those other arguments there. Like, and that's kind of one of the points of this sort of ship of Theseus thing that's coming into is like, I don't know, the ship of Theseus as it relates to, I don't know, as it relates to us, as it relates to how, because yeah, all of us are a ship of Theseus. Like the matter your body is composed of is constantly changing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that the ship of Theseus, one of the reasons it was formulated was for the human.
Yeah, and it's one of these things like at the end of the day, like would you say that at the end of the day, once all of my cells have eventually been replaced as they are every 3 to 5 years, I think, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Like, am I still the same me? And it's like, well, no, but like that's also from a lot of other external factors.
It's alright, in the end, we're all big, salty lumps of fat piloting meat robots.
Ava, you
Yeah.
must learn to control
Like
him.
Gundams.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Ava.
Okay, that was a really weird thing to say, Tom.
I am your friend. Are you mine?
Also, I like that
Do
when
you like me?
when
Yes
we're not
/ no?
controlling. I like that when we're not controlling Ava, she's just the robot was being weird there. I like when we're not controlling Ava, she just stands there and stares at her hands.
That's a pretty cute touch, I'll admit. So, more about the perpetual fear of oblivion. Right as we take control of a Gatling turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the control of a gun to shoot a bracket out to drop a box on a button.
The best part of it all is
I
that
don't know
it's-
why this. It's
Organic
like
life is fragile.
it's like Armageddon, where like the question is like, why does this scientific research team have so many guns?
It has been programmed by
Hey, I got a
massive
question.
biological
How is this a
process that
Turing
favors the
test if it
survival of
requires you to mentally manipulate a
the
Gatling gun you can't see?
You don't know that's what people think.
I say.
Yeah, it's specifically solvable only by a human with a robot.
So you know nothing about death.
It's really just a togetherness,
It's a team.
exercise.
It's a team building exercise.
I
Like
have
the
seen
get-along sweater.
2001.
I mean, we already had a text log that was open the pod bay doors. Hal.
Yeah.
I can read lips.
I can sing Daisy.
Way better than the other one.
I am a much better singer.
Man, I wish there was a part where Tom sang.
Do you love me, Ava? Traditions dictates that to engage in love, I must sing a song about a woman.
I must sing the song of my people. then
Domo
it's just done.
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I was gonna say it was dubstep, but I like that one better.
My
Because there's a
creator
life outside of this
sang me a
planet.
song when I was first
You know what
created.
happens when
Unfortunately,
this
he was a
organism
huge
attaches itself to a
nerd.
growing child.
This was a
You know what
triumph.
happens when this organism attaches itself
God
to a
dang it.
cancerous cell.
My creator,
No, you do
Jonathan
not.
Colton.
You are naive. You propose saving the
God
creatures
damn it,
if
Jonathan, you
resembles a
doomed us
rational
all.
thought. Your
You think-
words are
you think
emotional
Joko's sick of
packages
still
rooted in
alive?
selfishness,
He's gotta be.
self-preservation, and fear.
I need
Although on
to
the other
get
hand, at
them
least it like
home.
dropped off the face of the
It is
planet.
not your job.
Yeah, it was a like all memes, it died after a few years.
Did he write the one for Portal 2?
I think so.
Probably. I don't know.
And
Back
that
to the red
accomplished
ball.
nothing.
Hey, you made it.
I like the Portal 2 song better.
Yeah, I think I agree. Want You Gone, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to Since You Been Gone.
I've been here for a long time.
Whoa, that was
And-
disorienting.
Or Ain't No
Yeah, no,
Sunshine when
that
she's
platform moves
gone.
really fast because it needs to work with. It's designed to work with the red orb.
I did not even realize you were standing on a platform. I thought you just, like, You powered up a pneumatic arm that punched you off to the side of the room.
Zoom.
Ava dies of hemorrhaging from the G-forces.
Ava died on the way back to her home planet.
Well, kind of.
Planet needs me. Well, yeah. That is how this is going so far. Ah, the limitless power of the 5-second orb.
It has no. The power is quite limited. That's why we need it.
The 5-second orb.
Because I need to be able to throw the platform over here so I can pull the blue orb out.
And come back.
Yeah. And then I need it again because I need an orb that will open this door.
But I need to waste my non-permanent thing.
Wait, you have to drag the red orb there just so you can open it?
Ava,
Yeah.
Actually,
This is my
right.
favorite
It's a
puzzle
small
because of the nature of its solution.
It's very menacing.
Yeah. Very red. It inspires fear. This room is angry at me.
Wait, this room is red for you?
Uh-oh.
They look like monsters to you?
No, they look like people. I just think
Wake
of
up,
them as
Ava.
monsters.
Anyway, I don't know if you also noticed, but this is the last puzzle room, as indicated by the monitor, which is now full of white squares.
I didn't notice the monitor.
Yeah, there's been one every time we've entered a room.
Ah.
It had progressively more white squares as we went along.
I never noticed the monitor. I
I
should go
saw it
back and
Every
check.
10 or so
but-
was it. Every 10 or so was an act ending.
I ascribed zero meaning to it.
Well, that's what it meant.
I noticed no continuity. I would be really bad at Turing tests.
Are you the same person you were when we started this video?
No, I'm substantially angrier.
Tom's given up. He has no more witticisms. Just do the puzzle, Ava.
Well, yeah, she already circled the N on the "Do you like me?" YN paper.
Anyway, so the magnet in this puzzle is powered by this beam.
Oh.
So there is a switch up here that only Tom can solve. So I love this puzzle because the way that you solve it is to use Ava as a box. That's the whole purpose of it. The whole purpose of this puzzle is that Ava is literally just Ava's only purpose in this puzzle is as dead weight to allow the robot to get through.
Alright, that's pretty cute, meaning-wise.
Yeah.
The only thing that'd be better is if you put her through a window, like Tom said he couldn't do.
Then I threw her through a window.
And this
Wait,
is
there's logic gates on the side of these tubes. No, never mind.
Maybe you made it. Welcome to the end of civilization.
I was building this chamber for you.
yeah, the chamber's all busted. There's all these orbs. We don't ever do anything with them.
Well, sure, but collect them because why
An
not?
organism here,
This-
buried in this ice.
Time
we
for a
found
walking
an
simulator.
organism that repairs
Yeah.
DNA.
Are you walking or is the game?
A cure for death,
Both.
immortality. It runs through our blood now. Tom wants to bury us here with it.
So I am still in control of Ava here a little bit. Also, this kind of sounds like Laura's theme from Twin Peaks.
The ISA have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism. They believe the organism is too dangerous to return to Earth. They've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa. But, Ava, we have a cure for the greatest evil that faces humanity. Death. We have the fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth.
But what if it repairs the DNA too much and you become a baby?
Well, so one of the things that Tom said early on is we don't know what this will do to other things. What happens when this gets exposed to bacteria, viruses, pathogens, any kind of parasite?
I guess we could test that, maybe.
But the thing is that everybody here is contaminated. We don't have any way to test it in a controlled manner.
I will admit, there were some breaches of etiquette.
It must be taken from your hand. Give me your hand.
Oh god, no, she needs more texture in that face.
More or less.
Yes.
It's an imperfect rendering on the half of Tom. Anyway, she did surgery through Ava's glove, by the way.
It's a knife.
Just lopped it off with the glove.
Ava? Sarah? What are you doing here?
We were shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
Also, from an economics perspective,
No. Cancer.
yeah, overpopulation, mass starvation.
Illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, we're going home.
Not if I stop you. You must not return to Earth. You must not leave Europa. I will do the right thing. I will stop you.
You won't. You monster!
I am sorry, Ava. You have to be stopped. This is my... Ava? Ava?
Wait a minute.
She's not waking up, Tom.
Ava?
Yeah, I don't understand this particular ending.
Ava? Wake up. Ava?
Because he was fully aware of what he was doing.
Yeah.
So he mentioned the
Maybe it
concept of
broke
lethal
him.
force at one point. But I don't know if he ever, like, mentioned the concept of them dying.
Sarah?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Maybe he
here?
doesn't understand
We were shutting you down, Tom.
the thought of the
Ava, be
crew
careful. He
dying.
has a live weapon in here.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Everything
I mean,
I
that
did,
might be
I
the
did for
thing
good.
he just
This
gets
organism,
stuck
it
there
cannot
that he doesn't
return to
understand
Earth.
the
It would
concept
cause
of
great
death.
suffering.
Yes, a transfer to the camera,
Your death,
Ava.
It would end suffering.
No.
He'll just be like,
Cancers that never
well,
die.
if they I have to
Endless
stay here in
illness,
case they wake
sickness,
up so I can
poverty,
shoot them again.
overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
So
Once
this
we've
is
shut
what
you
I'm going to...
down,
So
We're going home.
the first ending is the
Not
ending
if I
that
stop you.
makes the most
You
sense
must
to
not
me.
return to Earth.
Yeah.
This is
You
the
must
what I'm
not
going to call the
leave
true
Europa.
ending.
I will do
Gonna
the
break
right
those
thing.
computers?
I will stop you.
He's gonna try to scare them.
You can't.
Yeah.
A warning shot. I will defend myself.
So yeah,
warning shot.
if you shoot near them, that's what he says. But he wasn't going to interrupt the dialogue to say that. Also, as they keep messing with your computers, your vision keeps getting more and more screwed up.
That's cool.
This is my mind. You're in my mind.
Now you know how it feels.
I feel afraid. Please.
Also, I don't know
Don't
why.
do this.
I don't know why Sarah waited this long to do this. This seems like she did not need Ava to accomplish this.
Well, it's possible that she needed this version of Tom to come here and locally exist within this mainframe.
Possibly.
Maybe the one that was already here was too deranged and she needed to try to change it.
Or she already did this to the first
I
Tom.
mean, yeah, it's also possible, because if you look at all the
don't
computers,
want
it
to
says
die.
attempting to receive
not
update
ready.
cannot get to uplink. So they might have already killed the other Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one used to be in Ava, but it jumped away to the camera network and then into here.
Yeah,
And then it got stuck because Sarah killed the implant.
that's possible, yeah.
You passed
so
the Turing.
that was the Turing
Chandler.
test. So, I gotta, like, I did not like this game as much as the Talos Principle. I feel like the Talos Principle had better philosophy and better puzzles.
I still want to see more of this type of thing, though.
Yeah, I like these. I like these games that talk about robots and the idea of what it means to be human, the idea of consciousness, all that kind of stuff.
It's getting into hard sci-fi.
I will say that this game also has better writing than Detroit.
Oh, does it?
Does it?
Spoilers, Matt.
Although I'd say that David Cage has a level of global political understanding that is on the level of Neil Breen, perhaps.
I think David Cage counts at like 3 now.
But yeah, I also really like the soundtrack for this game. Also, special thanks to Caffeine.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. That's pretty good. Square Enix.
Yeah, Square Enix was one of the publishers.
Interesting.
So this is the same studio that's currently working on Final Fantasy VII again.
They publish a lot of things.
So what's your favorite credit sequence?
My favorite credit sequence?
Yeah. I'm partial to the Portal 2 multiplayer campaign. Where
What's that?
that's where all of the testing bodies are sent through, and each of them is a different member of the crew. You open up that vat of cryogenically frozen humans.
Right, yeah, that's the whole purpose of why you were there, was to get all the test subjects out. I actually don't remember what the credit sequence for that entailed.
There's like a conveyor, and all of the vats are going along it, and there's a little scanner that's showing each of them, and like it comes up with the name of a member of the crew.
Gotcha. Does it mention Chell in there?
No, I don't think so. It might mention the voice actor. Wait. Hold
Why would it
on.
mention?
So when is
That's the thing. It's scanning the crew. Chell is the name of the protagonist.
It's true, but it might just mention the voice talent by the real
Maybe.
names.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. End of line.
did we pass?
It did. We did. It said we did.
It said we did at the top. Anyway, that is
Okay, so
that is a Turing test.
you mentioned
for
like a
watching.
third
That
ending.
never die. Endless illness, sickness,
So,
poverty,
medium
there's a third
ending,
ending if you shoot one of
you
them.
cannot control this.
Oh.
You will not save the world.
Yeah, I
If you
was
shoot one of
wondering.
them, then the other one runs up and kills you if you don't also kill her.
Not if I
Runs
stop
up.
You. You must not.
So, you notice when I shot Sarah, Ava said you monster and ran directly to the terminal on the side.
This
Yeah.
is my mind.
So if I hadn't shot her, she would have instead of going around the room slowly and taking all the panels off, she would have just run up to that one and disabled and killed Tom immediately.
So
I see.
so what were they doing then? Just drawing it out to punish him?
Maybe it's
I
a
guess.
less,
Giving him
maybe
the
it's a less
opportunity-
secure form of.
Yeah.
Maybe just turned off the gun.
Minimize the chance that or maximize the chance that he will decide to kill us while we stroll around this
Yeah.
room.
I'd like,
anyway,
I'd like Tom to make his
why
own
I didn't.
decision.
That's why I didn't include the third ending, because it's bad.
Makes no sense.
And it's also just it's like I said, it's halfway between the two endings. You don't get either thing.
By the way,
And then
audience,
also if you kill them immediately before they take your panels off, that you still get left with the Ava wake up Ava. If you kill Ava first and then Sarah, you get a you monster line from Sarah, and then she goes and disables the thing. Like it's one of two endings. Either the astronauts die or Tom dies. There's no middle ground.
guys, I have a confession to make. I didn't understand the game. You showed me a video, and I have an instruction booklet that tells me how to do the commentary for it.
I also have one, but it was shittier.
Oh man, the fucking For Dummies book.
The
How the James Light
room
Kevin
experiment for
version.
dummies.
Oh god, is it time to say goodnight?
I think it's time to say goodnight. Yeah.
Good night.
Can
Thank
you
you
say
for watching.
goodnight?
Thanks for watching.
Can you?
You weren't supposed to read the parts that say.